What up, what up, what up, people? This is Anthony Ryan Grant coming with the official episode 1 of this show, vlog show. We're gonna go ahead and call the vlog The Greatest Acting Journey. Just kind of keeping the theme of what I call everything else, right? Some type of spin-off of my aliases. Plus, it's a nice drawing, right? It's like, ooh, the greatest. What makes this journey in acting so great? Tune in and find out, right? But anyway, I figured it would only make sense to start off episode 1 by talking about why I decided to become an actor in the first place, right? Like, what is it that even made me want to take this extremely long and sometimes difficult journey to become a working actor? It's 2 reasons, really, and surprisingly, it's not money and fame, right? So one of the reasons that I decided that I wanted to become an actor is that I knew from a very young age I did not want to have a traditional 9-to-5 job. I want to say as young as like 10 years old was probably the last time I actively had any interest in a career that involved kind of like clocking in, clocking out. And even then it was still kind of like out there. I think I wanted to be like a karate instructor until I was like 10. Right? From then on, I wanted to be a game designer, right? So I would spend all my time drawing. I would draw on basically any surface that I could find. I was really interested in like comics and Japanese manga just because of like art styles and things like that, because I wanted to design games. And it wasn't until I got to college that my major shifted drastically. For whatever reason, I kind of fell out of love with like drawing as like a passion. Like this, my passion shifted. I kind of drifted, through majors like most college kids do, and I ended up doing an acting 1 class as one of my electives. And I had been doing like the drama team at my church in high school. So I felt like it'd be kind of like an easy A, right? And it was something a little bit more creative. And I don't know, I just remember at one point being in that class. We had to be there on Saturday. I only met once a week for 3 hours. And I was like, I love this. I loved getting there at 9 o'clock in the morning, being there till noon, and doing acting stuff. And I was like, yeah, I think this is the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. That was one of the main things that kind of drove acting for me. Like it was a chance to step into somebody else's shoes, and not just someone else's shoes, multiple people's shoes, right? Multiple characters, multiple backstories, multiple roles and things of that nature, where it's like, I have a thing when it comes to 9-to-5s of the idea of repetition, right? The idea of doing the same style of thing over and over and over again, right? It's just not for me. I'm not that kind of person. And I felt like with acting in particular, like it's always something new. It's never quite the same thing. Even similar things are never quite the same. The second reason why I decided to become an actor is I've realized that I'm a very creatively driven person. As I've gotten older and I've kind of looked back on the things that have caught my interest, I don't have many interests for things that don't allow me to have some form of creative input, right? And that's one of the main draws of acting for me, right? It's like, yes, you're taking on a character. Yes, the character might be written by someone who's not you, right? But it's your creative interpretation of how this character could come to life, what drives this character, what moves this character, things like that. And the idea of being in a creative space surrounded by other creatives creating, right, is something that has kept me going over this 10-year journey, actually longer than 10 years technically, of pursuing an acting career, and I think that had I gotten into it for secondary reasons, right, the money and the fame, right, I think I would have been very disappointed very, very, very quickly, and I'll talk more about that in future episodes. And it's not to knock people who want the money and the fame, right? Obviously, I'm not necessarily in acting doing street theater, right? Just trying to live off donations and things like that, right? There is a love for the craft for sure, but I also do want to turn some type of profit. It's just not what drives me, So yeah, that's my little my spiel, right? That is why I decided to become an actor. Stay tuned for episode 2, where I talk about whatever I have planned for episode 2. Thanks for watching.